People ask, why do I call myself a sorcerer? Isn't a sorcerer evil? There's one thing that I really want people to start getting about, words. Words are spells. Words are how you create spells. And if you don't know the origin of a word, you won't understand why a person who practices magic uses specific words. The word sorcerer comes from sortierius, which means one who controls fate. That's what I do. Magic is manifestation through the scientific manipulation of energy. That's how I define magic personally. So if you're manipulating energy to change people's lives, change your own lives, change various situations, you're controlling fate. You're controlling fortune. That makes you a sorcerer. So that's why I call myself a sorcerer. People like the last post I made, I think it showed someone making a cartoon of people making a pentagram and saying they're going to summon a demon. But the word demon comes from daimonos or daimon, which is a Greek word for spirit. You have to understand, we are all sorcerers and magicians in our own right. Some people are just lazy. Some people are indoctrinated to be afraid of their spiritual powers. But it's not just candles and wines and spells and incantations. That doesn't make you magic. And you can get a spell book and try those spells all day and they won't work because you don't have any idea how to use the power that you have. Your switch hasn't been turned on. You haven't turned your own switch on. You don't necessarily need somebody to, make you magical or give you your ancestors. It doesn't work like that. In the simplest way I can explain it, all your ancestors are immortalized through you. You have the literal flesh and blood of everybody in your bloodline. Literally. Their DNA makes you up. Their sperm, which is part of their body, and their egg, which was part of their body, created your grandmother, your great-grandmother, your mom, your dad, so on and so forth. So you're an actual living embodiment of your ancestor. Their living genetic material has comprised you. So all you have to do is, reach out to them yourself because they're living in you. They are you. Your physical body. And that little piece of animating light force that, had those cells, those sperm cells and those eggs living, that life force energy that they had, that's part of you. It becomes part of you. So, it's nothing. I'm not going to say it's nothing because it takes practice and it takes diligence, but if you call on them, they're going to hear you, But a lot of people think, you get a tarot deck or a magic book and spell books and you start doing spells and do this candles and that's somebody else telling you their method, and the method 9 times out of 10 hasn't been tested or proven. The best thing you can do is learn to control yourself, because you're not going to be able to affect anything outside of yourself if you can't control yourself. How can you summon a storm or stop a storm if you can't even stop the storm of your emotions? You can't even control your lust, your anger, your misery. How do you think you're going to be able to command a spirit if you can't command yourself? A lot of people want to do magic, but a lot of people don't want to do what it takes to do magic. And a lot of people don't even understand who they are, or what they want in life, because they're too busy trying to meet the world's expectations or their friends' expectations or their family's expectations. They're too busy, seeking out ideals of society that have been projected onto them and into them since their youth. You know, they start out training you what to, you know, strive for and what's important as a child, and even more so now, because parents, they don't do anything with their children for the most part. They just give them a tablet. You know, so you're indoctrinating and breaking your kids' ability to be independent. You know, your imagination and your emotions are two key part of performing magic. You know, and it's a lot of people out here that are magicians and don't even know it. Like, you have to think, when people invent stuff, it started in your mind. Your TV, your flat screen, your bike, your car, your hoverboard, everything that started in somebody's mind. They imagined that first. And then they wrote it down. They brought it from their mind to the physical world, you know, and then they found a way to make it into reality. You know, so don't think that magic is just waving wine or casting a spell, because you cast a spell every day. Cast a spell on yourself every day. Every day you sit around and talk about how fucked up your life is, how fucked up your job is, how your job sucks and you hate your job. You know, you cast a spell on yourself to make your job worse every day. Make your life worse every day. All these broads ain't nothing but hoes. And that's what when you think you find a nice girl and you really like somebody and they turn out to be a hoe, you cast that spell on yourself. Oh, niggas ain't shit. You got a nice guy and he turns around and cheats on it because you cast that spell on yourself. You brought that to yourself because you reinforced that. That's why, you know, with my clients, they'll apologize. I'm sorry. Stop saying you sorry. Unless you're a sorry motherfucker, don't tell me you're sorry. Because I'm sorry is a negative reinforcement. But they teach you that that's a way to apologize. But they also, they really telling you, you know, programming you to break yourself down. Well, it's okay to apologize, but never say you're sorry. Because that's negative reinforcement. So every time you speak, you know, every thought you think, you're doing a spell. You know, for the Christian people that follow me, I know I'm looking kind of rough and raggedy today, but all the Christians that follow me, I think it's in the beginning there was the word, and he spoke and so it was. You know, that's true. If in your mind you get up and you say, I gotta brush my teeth, you go brush your teeth. You put a spell on yourself to brush your teeth. You know, a lot of things, you got to correct your thinking. That's why I say change your energy, change your life. And your energy starts with your thoughts, because the thought is the seed of all things. You can think of a situation where you felt heartbroken, or you felt love, or you felt excited, and that physical sensation will come over you because your thoughts create that. Your thoughts summon that energy to you. So you have to be mindful. And that's why in yoga and Buddhism and all that stuff, the first thing they teach you before they teach you any of those sutras or anything, they teaching you mindfulness. Because your mind creates all these things, man. It summons things. Your mind is your genie. So instead of, you know, researching all these books and stuff, start researching yourself. This is your garden. Be careful of the seeds you sow.